Hey guys, it's Friday the 20th. I gotta remember to modulate my volume, so apologies. I finally got back home from my appointment. It is 4:09 p.m. Eastern Standard. I had my first appointment with a health coach today. Um, Actually, I think it went pretty good. I think both of our methods of approaching things is definitely going to vibe. He seemed quite happy that I already was coming from a pretty knowledgeable place as far as diets go, like my understanding of them. The fact that if I'm waiting 12 hours or more between my meals, my body is starting to burn my fat stores. And that's why I intermittent fast the way that I do. By the way, I thought I was actually doing a little bit shitty the last few weeks because of the issues with Tom going on and the fact that I was just having my whole red wedding going on, which just finished up today. But I'm down another 3 pounds, guys. So from 339 to 336. I was eating snack bags of Gardettos and other things. I mean, I was still trying to be mindful of it, but like I was being mindful that I was kind of snacking a bit. But I guess because my stomach has kind of shrunk on its own because of the way I've been eating in the past. Of course, I'm not eating as large quantities. So when it's kind of, I'm still, I guess, eating less overall, even if I think maybe I'm eating more. So, fucking A. So, and they have these scales there. So, I mean, it kind of reminded me a bit of the Dr. Now scales, except it has a handhold area already part of it. So it's kind of like the ones that he would sometimes bring into the room. But thankfully, I don't need the handholds. But yeah, so down another 3. I mean, I could have been doing better, but fuck, I could have been gaining. So, yay me. Because of where I'm at now with my weight, we're estimating that I should be probably eating between 1,700 and 1,800 calories. If I want to be losing about a pound a week, which is doable, really. I've already been getting myself to that point. So, I mean, I told him I have a popcorn trick that I didn't share previously, but Walmart has bags of light popcorn that for the whole bag is 100 calories. And I got their spray, their butter flavored spray. So that's essentially like 0 calories. And what I'll do is I'll pop the popcorn and I'll put some of it in the bowl and I'll spray the butter spray. But then I have the different popcorn powders. Like there's a kettle corn and there's a nacho cheese and a white cheddar that I have. And I'll pick one of those. And I'll sprinkle just a little bit on, but I do the spray butter to help the powder adhere. So that way I only have to sprinkle a little bit. It's definitely going to hold on. and then I add more popcorn, do a little spritz. I'm not doing a big crazy spritz because first of all, I don't want to send the popcorn flying. So, and you don't need that much. You just need enough for the powder to adhere. And then, you sprinkle a little bit more powder, give it a little toss in the bowl, and you're good to go. And he didn't even say anything about me not counting, because it's like 2 calories for like an eighth of a teaspoon. And I told him that I wasn't measuring the powder, and he wasn't, saying that it was a bad thing that I wasn't. And in his opinion, the whole white rice, brown rice debate, by the way, they're equal. And I'm good with eating them so long as I'm, being mindful. And apparently if I'm partnering it with fiber, i.e. vegetables, and protein, it's not going to fuck with my blood sugar, which is apparently something you should be looking at when you're dieting. I have this paper here, that is his notes. So, just to show, perhaps as a bit of proof that, I'm actually doing the damn thing. So this is his handwriting, and this is my handwriting. It's quite a bit different, I think. So, just to show, So, yeah. Yeah, he told me to be mindful of the fact that I will feel hungry, dropping my calories. So, just being mindful of, again, what I'm eating, I should be fine. But he said another thing that people don't understand is that you have to look at your insulin and blood sugar, because keeping those as even as you can will help your metabolism. And if your metabolism is staying pretty much even, well, if your insulin and blood sugar is staying even, that's going to help your metabolism basically stay even. And therefore, you're not going to really get those spikes in hunger as much. And it's going to help you be more successful overall in your diet. So, apparently, making sure to up your protein and your fiber. He wrote next to that veggies. And lowering the high glycemic carbs, which causes inflammation. Inflammation is apparently things that will trigger the insulin, which will mess with the blood sugar, which messes with your cravings and your hunger. And so your body's a system. And, gears, cogs, you got to take care of it all for it to all work together to keep the whole engine, that is you, running. And the last thing that we touched base on is exercise. And he said to look at exercise like blood pressure medication and medications much like that. You don't need to go overboard on taking that medication for it to be effective. You just have to do the minimum effective dose to help you do things more effectively. So he suggested that I try to do about 10 minutes of low intensity walking every day. So what I'm going to try to do is, first of all, I gotta find I have leashes and harnesses for my cats. Muffin does have a little bit of experience in the past of being walked. It was a few apartments ago. Maybe late at night, I will take them for walks around the building, or I will take myself for a walk around the building for the 10 minutes. He says, just do the 10 minutes. Because right now that's enough cardio that I will begin to, it will help me further. Like, apparently exercise can help your body be more efficient in the weight loss process, but using exercise as a means to be in a calorie deficit to lose weight is not an effective approach. That's why he usually has that focused later when he's working with people, as opposed to calories being the first thing he has people do. Which we're going to, for the following week, he's going to have me really log what I'm eating for the every day. Just so we can sit down at my next appointment, which will be on the 30th, Monday. So not this Monday, but the following Monday. So we can sit down and look more at what I'm eating, perhaps the if I'm getting the right nutrients from what I'm eating, the right amount of fiber, where I might be going wrong. By the way, I forgot to send him or tell him about my A1Cs and my sodium and stuff. But we talked about that. The fact that I'm no longer borderline diabetic and that my sodium is actually in the normal range. So sodium in foods, he says, shouldn't be as demonized as people make it out to be. So, we do need it in our bodies somewhat to exist, to live. And so long as I'm being mindful of how much I'm taking in, that having some processed foods is fine, especially because I told him, I was like, it helps me count my calories. It helps me to just, to do that, essentially. And I told him specifically, canned soups is what I usually do that most with. And that I had specifically looked at my sodium levels in my last thing of blood work, and they actually break it down on my patient portal, the levels, and I was actually within normal levels. Sometime soon I should actually do that with you guys, like actually show you my blood work. It's a little out of date though, because it was done earlier this year, but I mean, it's could only be getting better right now because of the fact that I'm still losing weight, at least as far as the A1C levels go. But yeah, so long as you're doing certain things in the right way, things in moderation is fine. That's what we talked about. He thought a lot of the gummy vitamins and the supplements I was taking, like the taurine and stuff, he thought that was good. Apparently, I got to look for a better fish oil. The gummy, apparently, that I selected for myself is a little light, he said. There was one other one he said that he thought was a bit light. Gonna have to look. Well, I plan on sending him the actual things, but I remember that one. The probiotic. That's right. He wanted me to look at something called Seed for that. But for the most part, he thought the supplements I was taking were actually good positive steps. He thought maybe the B12 gummy I was taking was a little redundant because of the fact that I do eat a bit of protein, stuff like that. And, I'm not afraid of fruits and vegetables. He thought that maybe, and the fact that I do take a women's multivitamin on top of that. But that's why I wanted to discuss it with him. I mean, he's a health coach. He should know more about this stuff than I do. And, I mean, that's, what is it that they say about wisdom? You have to admit you know nothing. I mean, I don't know nothing, but at the same time, I can admit when I don't have as much knowledge in a particular subject, but he does. So why not ask him? I mean, that's his job. So I think he really appreciated the fact that I would ask these sorts of questions. And he was just quick to say, well, of course, there's always new things being learned, and these are just my opinions, which I totally get why he would say that. But we both seem to be people that enjoy learning. So, he even encouraged me to continue doing that also on my own, to form my own opinions. So I thought that the appointment was actually really great. And Matthew, as a person, was actually, he's on the more upbeat side, which I appreciate. He's, it was really engaging to talk to him. And I didn't feel like he was dumbing things down at any point, or he was looking at me like, oh my God, she has no idea what she's talking about. Like, he, again, seemed to appreciate the fact that I wasn't a rube. I don't know. Because sometimes some people don't appreciate that someone is actually approaching a topic with knowledge. Like, they want to be the one that knows it all. But I find it more engaging if you can go back and forth on a subject. Like, if I at least know, like, I know things about motherboards and, the different components that actually help them work. And, you could actually talk to me about RAM, and whether it's on board that, or if it's part of, the video card, or, and I might not know everything, but I can at least know enough that I could also ask questions, and then you can like flex a little bit and be like, oh yeah, they've recently, they're actually doing DDR6 now, or something, it's, I think that being able to exchange ideas from a common ground, or at least a higher common ground, is a good thing. But I could be mistaken. I could be weird. I'm definitely weird. Definitely weird. I mean, hell, I'm talking to my phone and nobody's talking back right now. So, but I haven't eaten since like 2 a.m. because I didn't make time to eat before my appointment. So I'm not gonna make a super long video, and it's just around 20 minutes now. It'll give people something to watch and digest, I guess. So yeah, I see him again on the 30th. 3 pounds down. Tom's possibly going to a nursing home, by the way, because They think that the weakness in his legs is so bad that the place that he went last time for physical rehabilitation, they don't think they can work with him, at least just yet. So he's going to a PT portion of a nursing home, seems to be the plan. But because he's still in COVID quarantine, that's probably not happening until sometime in the beginning of the week. He seems to be mostly doing okay, except, I mean, he doesn't seem to be gaining back the use, really, his lower body yet at this point. I don't know if that's just because nobody's helping him do anything with it yet, or I don't know. I'm still hoping this is temporary, because if it's not, I'm not sure if he could be here. And that's gonna suck if true. Because, I mean, I'd be able to do a lot of the caregiving, but I don't know that I could do all of the caregiving. And it's not, it's not necessarily the whole I don't want to potentially wipe him or do things like that. It's more the fact that I have a slipped and herniated disc. So bending to do that, or, moving him to do that, he's a big and tall guy. It's not like he weighs 120 pounds. So I don't know that I'd be able to give him all the care that he needs, and then what then? So I have to really hope that this is just temporary, because until I actually have to say like permanent goodbye to him, I don't want it to be something premature too, like I don't want this to be my apartment any sooner than it has to be. And then that's going to be a mess and a half too, because I'm going to have to figure out how I'm going to pay for all of it. But kicking that can a little bit down the block. I do not want to end this video on a down note, but I don't know, some people might be curious about what's going on with that, so I wanted to update folks. I can feel my stomach getting ready to growl. Oh, that's fun. So yeah. I'm still losing weight. Slowly, but doing it. I have to remember to do I have to ask my primary doctor for a referral, excuse me, for the cardiometabolic. There's that waiting list, but Matthew said that The fact that will already be working together will be a good, nice jump start into things. And it will also show the rest of the team there that, I'm wanting to do this. And it'll also help me have a good idea on whether or not further options is actually something I want to do. I mean, part of me is a little bit afraid if they're like, well, maybe you do want to consider the surgery. I keep playing with my bangs. I straightened my hair for the first time ever. And I'm not exactly liking how the bangs ended up. So, I'm sorry. I mean, I think, again, I think my stomach has been able to shrink on its own. So I'm just not sure that I have to do that. I do need help. Rumble. I just got scratched a little bit. I do have to see if there are medicine options. I do need to see if they can help me get rid of the wings and the fupa and the chicken thigh looking thighs and other things, because I'm sick of all this. Which is part of why I started doing this. That's the real reason. I'm not happy with how I look. So yeah. Still moving forward in the right direction. Sorry for the stomach, guys. But on an upside also, I do officially fit in 3X clothes. Before, I was like, in 32s, 34s? And this is a 24, 26 pant that I'm wearing right now. So that's a big difference. I'd probably be able to go a whole nother size down if it wasn't for the extra skin. Like, the shapewear is kind of pushing some of that up right now. Like, you can see I can push it down. Like, that skin's got to go somewhere. So, yeah, moving in the right direction. It's a good feeling, 180 is the goal, and it doesn't feel like that unobtainable a goal anymore, which, it's awesome, So, yeah, I'm going to finally get something to eat. Whoever's watching this, have a good night. Have a great weekend. And you never really leave high school. See ya.